All right, it's about 6:40 in the morning. Just left Rock Springs Hut, and the plan for today is to go about 28 to 29 miles to, I think it's called like Gravel Hut, and that'll definitely be my biggest day so far. And there's a good amount of elevation, so I'm getting an extra early start. And thing is, there's just not much to stay at in this park between 15 miles from here and 28. So if I'm really beat at 15, maybe I'll call it. I have to replan with Brandon about where I'm gonna get off trail, but plan is 28, short day tomorrow, get off in the afternoon and stay with him. So, well, here's a good example of the type of path that if you do it when it's dry, it's challenging. If you do it when it's wet, it slows you way down. That's where the path goes over there. So that's what I mean. If I run into a lot of this, it's gonna be really hard to make it. But I'll get through this and then I'll see what comes. I'd bet this is one of the nicer views in Shenandoah on a normal day. So I just stopped to get water. It's like 10:40. I've only made it about 8 miles. The trail's been pretty rough. And at that pace, means I'm not gonna get into the shelter until after 8 o'clock. So it's pretty late. I think I'm going the right way. Shoot. Oh, wait. AT. Oh, crap. I gotta put this away and check my map. Okay, good thing I stopped to look because I was heading the wrong direction. But still, it means I've got 10 more hours of hiking at that pace, which is not good. Get me in at 8:30, so I either have to pick it up or call it short, in which case I'll be calling it around like 1. I'll have to call Brendan and reschedule where we're gonna meet up and everything. Anyway, I'm just gonna push ahead and maybe get to the shelter at 14 miles and see if I'm picking up my pace at all or if the terrain gets any better. But yeah, that's where we're at so far. All right, it's a little after 1:30. That's the path to the hut. This is the path to the hut at 28 miles. It's 13 more miles. I've made the call. I'm gonna go for it, and I'm gonna get there pretty late. I'm just gonna see what I can do, but I will get there. I have no doubt of that. It's a question of how late it is, and hopefully there's room in the shelter because I really won't feel like setting up when I get there. But there's 2 hills, 1 major climb in between there and here, so I'm gonna just go as well as I can. All right, I haven't filmed much today because I've just been trying to make miles through this rough terrain. I'll get back to you if anything cool happens though, of course. Okay, just been warned, there's a huge rattlesnake on the right hand side somewhere here within 200 yards of where I just passed the people, and I'm hoping that I don't actually see it and it's moved away. But if I do, I'm really hoping it doesn't bite me. I have not seen a rattlesnake yet other than the dead one, so I can tell you one thing's for certain: if they hadn't told me and it didn't move, I would have walked right past it without ever noticing or being entirely afraid for my life, like I am right now. No, that's not it. Oh, Jesus. I wish they were just pulling my leg. Not seen it yet. I'm really nervous though. Just laying in the leaves. God, Jesus. Where is the snake? I want to be past the snake. Alright. I still don't see it. I'll go a little further and I'm just going to put the camera away. Pray I never see it. Oh God. Alright. Getting ready to put the camera away here. Alright, let's just hope I don't see it. I don't see it close. I got my camera out as fast as I could. Oh, you can maybe still see him up there way in the distance. It's a bobcat running down the trail. I just went over the hill. Probably need a big screen TV to see it. Yeah. Probably what people keep calling mountain lions. Definitely not a mountain lion. Still don't want it to attack me. Don't know where it went. So, oh, there he is. He's still running down the trail, way up there. All right, put my camera away, but if he gets closer, I'll take it back out. Oh, now you can see him up there running. He's in the dirt path. All right, I think the trail goes this way though, so good luck, bobcat. That was cool though. That's a piece of wildlife I didn't think I would see on the trail at all, to be honest. So that was pretty neat. Oh, and with that rattlesnake earlier, yeah, I never saw it. And status update, still about 4 or 5 miles from the shelter, and I still have to go over the top of this mountain. But I'm gonna make it. All right, so made it all the way to 1.7 miles to go. Little Hog Pen Gap, and found Trail Magic. So I stopped, rested, had an IPA and a sandwich, roast beef and cheese, and I let my feet rest. So I'll get in there a little after 7 now, probably maybe 7:30. But boy, was it worth it. I think the guy said his name was Conference, something like that. He was with his girlfriend and they did some trail magic, so thanks so much. It's Little Hog Pen Gap. If it's not Conference, you know who I'm talking about if you see this, and I just really appreciate it, like all trail magic. But man, what great timing. Only 27 miles into today, and all right, like 1.5 left now because I've already started hiking, and I took a IPA for the road, so maybe I'll use a little IPA magic to ignore the pain in my feet when I get to the shelter. And God, I hope there's a spot in the shelter. All right, I am on the side trail, 0.2 to the hut, which makes it 28 to 29 mile day, probably 28 point something, and it's exactly 7 o'clock, which is about 12 hours and 20 minutes from when I started. So not the fastest day, but it got the job done. And of course I did stop for about 30 minutes at that trail magic on top of just the general slow going I had this morning. But I really made up some good time. The trail got a lot better for the second half of the hike, and here I am, and I'm looking forward. I'm hoping there's a spot in the shelter so I can just roll out my pad and lay down and let my feet air out, because they've been soaked for 2 days and they are gnarly. But unless something else happens, it's probably going to be it for tonight. All right.